Yeah, well, listen to this here. What it says on NPR. It says 68% of New Hampshire Republicans are behind Trump in 2020 primary. I told you, these people love this guy only because it has nothing to do with the economy, believe it or not, because the economy has been doing well.
Right.
It has nothing to do with unemployment because unemployment was already in that trajectory.
It's because the corporations, right?
No, it has to do with the fact that he has incited the immigrant thing. You understand?
That's right,
build the wall. So there's people, like I said,
that's his main topic, isn't it?
Build the wall. That's it.
And the thing about him is that he's so focused on not only the wall, but the people that are already here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The dreamers,
like
right?
The DACA,
the dreamers.
Come on, that's
right?
a shame. Come on,
absolutely.
These people come here, no fault of their own.
Yes,
and they work hard, they study hard. I myself knew people from different areas, Venezuela, Ecuador. They came here and they worked very hard to get university degree, pay their way through school. So,
yeah. So look at the end of the day, they need to stop. Trump has managed to make the immigrants the enemy, while making Putin a less threat than the immigrants.
That's sad.
That's what I don't understand, how these people think. So foreign adversaries now have become a less threat than the immigrants crossing the border.
Right.
I mean, how does that happen? Yeah. People looking for jobs here, right, have become a less threat than Putin, than Kim Jong-un, and then Xi Jinping, or Xi Jinping, right, from China, Xi Jinping, or whatever you want to call him, Ping.
I forgot. I don't know. There's so many names.
But he has managed to frame it where the Republican people, the conservative voters, don't really care about what Russia or China or Kim Jong-un and their nuclear. They don't really care about that, believe it or not.
That's true.
All they care about is that, look, as long as you don't let these immigrants in and you stop them at the border, because we hate them so much, you know what I mean? Because they carry diseases. They're going to kill our wives and our daughters. They're going to steal my vegetables from my garden and backyard. You know what I mean?
But see, they don't mention the fact that their children under their supposedly their care, our government's care. But
bro, that's a total different mess, man.
Exactly. We're going to discuss that in another segment, but just to let you know, just a little short.
Go right ahead.
It's just a shame that these kids, some of them are losing their lives in these little areas. They're getting sick. They miss their parents. They're being displaced. Isn't that something of something we're going to discuss in the future? A form of dictatorship, man.
It is dictatorship.
Yeah.
Here's a man who decided to make immigrants crossing the border a military action.
Exactly.
He deployed the military to the border, but it's not really a threat. Even the general said that's not really a military threat.
That's what I don't
you understand what I mean? These are people just looking for jobs or escaping what they call financial hardship, even though they can't really seek asylum under financial hardship because there's not really a reason for seeking asylum. Right,
exactly.
But still, for me, it wasn't. To me, it was a humanitarian refugee crisis.
Yes,
it was not a thing for you to put the military in.
And it's happened before,
right? For me, I would have, instead of doing this. This is what I would have done. I would have sent FEMA or the Red Cross or all the nonprofits to the border and gave them shelter and keep them there with their kids, right?
Yeah.
And give them food and water and say, look, we can process your paperwork right from here. But let me tell you how the process works. Educate them on the process. Let them know not everybody is going to get it because of you're seeking financial asylum. That's not a reason in the United States to become a citizen.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Explain that instead of keeping them in the
because these guys don't know the law. They don't know our Constitution. They don't know everything.
And they get upset. And some
of
these people, they were talking about how some of these people that go back to their country are being killed,
Again,
because
yeah,
they're
there's some
considered like treason or traitors. You know,
there are some who are really escaping true, true afflictions, or they're going through some kind of domestic violence. Women, especially in their countries, that they're scared of their husbands. They have nowhere to go because the law really doesn't protect them. Somewhere like Nicaragua, you understand what I mean? They coming in, those are true asylum seekers. You understand what I mean? But you know what? What gets me is that between Ivanka and Trump, they're actually selling the visas to the Chinese. There's a special visa that people can get if they buy $500,000 worth of real estate.
Wow.
So what people don't know is that Ivanka Trump and Kushner went to China and sell these visas and given the citizen to the Chinese as long as they buy $500,000 worth of real estate in New York.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
That's corruption in itself.
And people don't see this. You understand what I mean? This is what gets me about this conservative people and the voters. How they have completely turned a blind eye to being just, to being the leaders of justice, to being the leaders of righteousness, and allow this kind of crap to happen.
That's true.
It's a disgrace. This is what the Republicans have done. Okay, and that's what I'm really pissed off about. Really,
no, I see.
You understand? They made the immigrants the enemy, but they made Putin, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, and even Duarte, the dictator from the Philippines, the heroes, the friends. How he says, "I believe the dictators, but I don't believe my own American employees. I believe Putin." I believe Kim Jong-un, I believe Duarte, but I do not believe my CIA, I do not believe my FBI, or I do not believe my advisors.
But see, those are indicators. Aren't those indicators to people how our freedom right now is at our own hands, and that we need to wake up, and smell the coffee, like they say, and go forth?
The only thing they're smelling right now is crap.
For righteous things, you know what I mean? Instead of stupidities that...
And let me discuss this guy Nunes. He was the head of the Intelligence Committee in the Senate, the Congress, and he was harboring Trump. This guy was in Trump's behind. Like, you can still see the shit stain on his lips, bro. You know what I mean?
Wipe it off a little.
The guy was kissing Trump's ass so far in. You understand what I mean?
He was up in the rectum over there.
You might as well call him Rectum Senator Nunes, because Trump rectums. So he's a personal Trump's rectums cleaner.
He's his own...
I wonder what the hell how much Trump was paying him, or how much money he's making. Because he was really up Trump's ass like even worse than Sean Hannity.
Wow. Now that's really bad.
That takes the cake.
That's really bad, man.
Because Sean Hannity, he licks Trump's behind.
Licks it. His whole hair looks like he got dung on it, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But this Senator Nunes, man, I don't know. I think that when I don't know. I don't know what Trump has on him. I don't know what he got on Trump or how much he's getting paid. But this guy was harboring Trump. He was covering shit up in the Intelligence Committee. He didn't make anything public. He didn't want to even talk anything about what was going on in there. And he even warned Trump before it actually came out. And he wasn't supposed to do that.
Wow.
You understand me? That's a dedication, brother. That's
loyalty to the max.
That is one true
loyalist.
Loyalist isn't even my word, man. That is one true ass kisser, man. Trump loved him, man. I know if anybody, he's up in the core.
Well, he loved Cohen, and look at Cohen, man.
I know he used to love Cohen.
That's my attorney, my boy. He's my friend. He's my boy. Now you're not.
Well, he was saying, he was such a good guy. No, he's a liar. Who's gonna believe him? Oh, no, come on now.
They even threatened him. Some GOP I just don't know the name.
And listen, GOP, gangsters of politics.
Hey, let's make it a new.
That's what it's going to be. The GOP is not going to be called the gangsters of politics. That's what they are, because they don't believe in democracy anymore. They don't believe in fairness anymore. They don't believe in being the voice of balance. They believe in saying, let's muscle our way through, let's lie, cheat, and steal, and that's how we win an election. And that's how they want it.
But when they were all up there in the panel and they were asking questions to Cohen, you could tell, that they are not for us. They are not for the people, but for corporations. You could tell in their faces. And it's funny because Cohen is giving a little bit of an innuendo, underneath, letting us know what these guys are all about, because he knows they're making up stuff. They go.
They're lying, bro. These guys are liars, bro. I'm telling you. Former Senator Claire McCaskill is defending Missouri's Trump voters. You know what? She lost. She was the senator. She lost. McCaskill, again, I don't know, Democrats as well. They got their hands up their asses. McCaskill is really ineffective. She was the name she's ineffective.
So what is she now? A Republican Democrat or something?
No, she's a Democrat. But she needs to make money.
So they come with a big suitcase.
So they're like, you got to say we're good, right, McCaskill?
Just drop it there. I left my suitcase here.
Oh God. Yo, this girl right here, let me see. Trump's former acting attorney general says, have we lost our ability to be shocked?
Yes. That's the one I'm talking about. That moment to say what outlandish stuff they're saying.
Yeah, it's crazy,
what I mean? Or doing at the same time, and we're like nothing.
Yeah,
we're like sheep. You know that sheep actually have a tendency of seeing very short-sighted. They also tend to follow wherever their shepherd goes, as well as been known to throw, because they can't see very well. They actually throw themselves off cliffs by mistake. They fall into a cliff for diving or something.
Well, that is Sally Yates. I don't know if you remember Sally Yates, but the Republicans, when they used to control the House and the Senate, they call her in to testify for this Russia collusion thing, right? Now, she used to work for Obama, right? But this is a scholar of law and constitution. She is not no wimp, and she is not somebody who doesn't know what she's doing. So Ted Cruz goes up there, and he tries to tell her about the law or whatever. Bro, she schooled the Republicans. She is one lady who really knows her stuff. Sally Yates taught them that day. She was not.
She whooped them.
She's like, look, Trump was compromised. She said it straight up. Trump was compromised. There was some intelligence that told us he was. We did pass that on to Trump. They decided to ignore it. They decided not to. Also on Flynn. Remember Michael Flynn?
Yeah, Flynn. Yeah.
Well, he was compromised. She told him he was compromised with the Russians for these reasons. That's right, and Trump still decided to ignore it and put Flynn on the payroll. This is what gets me. Didn't he say he knows all the best people?
Yeah. Oh, he knows garbage.
Yeah. He hired all the best people, and all the best people have quit or have been either arrested or indicted. So where are all the best people he's talking about? He knew. Look, Paul Manafort, right? He goes to this guy. He goes to Trump and he says, "Hey, I'll work your campaign for free."
Wow.
And Trump was like, "Ooh, for free?" You understand? That didn't sound bills to you. Somebody come in, I'll do this big heavy job, 720. We're gonna be working 24/7, and I'll do it all for free. You understand? And by the way, did I mention I did work for Putin bringing down Ukraine? You know what I mean?
Wow, he did.
I'm sure he mentioned it. I'm sure he knew. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But he knows all the best people. So let's talk about all the best people. Paul Manafort.
Wow.
Right? Awesome person. He's a great guy. What they're doing to him is disgusting. That's what Trump says.
I like that.
Yeah, well, that's what Trump says. What they're doing to him is disgusting. So what he's trying to say, hey, look, whatever you did before you came to work for the president shouldn't be allowed to be looked at as illegal.
No.
And a Republican shouldn't put Republicans in jail.
Wow.
That's what he's saying. And that's what he said.
See, that's the boldness,
Man.
the being blunt and saying, like she said, nobody, you know, about being shocked.
There's no
Have we
shock.
lost the ability to be
nothing.
shocked, you know? But, wow. What the heck happened to this guy? Okay.
Sheldon Adelson, you know, he's a big GOP donor. He owns the casino up in Las Vegas, right? I mean, I don't even know if he's still alive.
These guys
there.
own,
I think is that a
you notice they own great real estate. They own great treasure troves, right?
Yo, but his wife is like 22 years old or something like that.
And he has cancer, right?
Yeah, but I mean, look, he already looked like he's dead. I don't know. Is that a corpse up there? I mean,
it could be a puppet. No,
he looked like he's already getting ready for the funeral. But you know, yeah, this guy's disgusting as well. You know, this guy is a corrupt. You know, regardless. I mean,
and that's the thing that
you know, he has cancer. You know, God, whatever, God forgive him or whatever. You know, but you know,
it just goes to show you
suffer.
Right, but it goes to show you that throughout time, you know, you figure, okay, I got the awakening. I call it the awakening, you know, where you say, okay, you know, I did all these bad things. It's time to do the righteous thing. You know what I mean? Like, don't you have a conscience like that? Like, can't you say, okay, I'm going to change this now and I'm going to be a new man because this is wrong. And they still, into their older age, they just get more greedy and more greedy. You know?
Yo, but you know, these guys are all about greediness, man.
Yeah,
you know,
they are.
You know, I don't know. You know,
and we have how many people are Republicans are like in their late 60s, man, or early 60s?
Yeah, these guys gotta go. They're old, like I said yesterday.
They're back. Their thinking is like 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You keep going, you know. They don't believe in progression, right?
Yeah. Hey, did you see that thing on Rachel Maddow yesterday? Where
what's going on? They made her with a picture of being so sad, you know.
Oh please, you know you can't believe.
No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
But in Rachel Maddow yesterday, she gave a good thing on Donald Trump's financials, right?
Right.
So on his financials, he had a house that was worth, or a mansion that was worth, 17 million, 19 million, 25 million throughout the years.
Right.
And then at one point, they were looking for a loan for Deutsche Bank.
Yeah, Deutsche. I heard of Deutsche.
And you know, Deutsche is being investigated by Germany.
They've been doing
so and Russia has some kind of investment with Deutsche Bank.
Oh wow!
Which is the same company that gave Trump the loan where the Vladimir Putin was involved.
Oh, wow.
See, this is what people don't understand. You know, this Russian money has been around for a long time it's been circulating under Trump for a while. So they inflated the mansion to be worth $291 million.
Wow.
On their financials in order for Deutsche Bank to give him $1 billion loan. Guess what? You know, and again, was it really Deutsche Bank that gave him the loan, or was it Putin? I don't know. You be the judge of that.
But the funny thing about it is, you know, when there was a conversion. Remember when the wall fell? Remember that, right?
The wall,
the West Berlin Wall.
Oh yeah. When
it fell,
Mr. Gorbachev turned down this wall.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
Well. You got me with that one. No, but I get laughing now. See, no, but the thing, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, with the wall, okay, I'll take over from here. But
listen, wait, I got it.
All right.
But the wall, the situation with the wall is that when Putin took over later on, there was no economic structure that existed. I mean, everything was dead.
Oh, Russia was a complete mess. Yes.
Right. All of a sudden, this guy, throughout the years, supposedly revamped the economy.
He did.
He did. That's what. Oh, okay.
But the only way he did it was through socialism. Remember, he took over all the companies. He took over all the oil. He took over all the banks. You understand what I mean? Right. And remember, this guy's a KGB agent.
Yeah, he
came in with KGB mentality.
Oh, yeah,
you understand?
Yeah.
So, but he exercised socialism. And by exercising, he drove away all the people that were draining Russia out of it and were corrupt. He says, you know, if anybody's going to be corrupt, it's going to be the Russian government. You understand? Nobody else.
My own little circle.
We're going to be corrupt, and we're the ones that are going to control it.
Not
you understand? Not you. You guys are going to just do what we tell you to do or just get out.
Right,
you understand what I mean? And that's what happened. You
because
know,
his military grew very fast.
Yeah. Well, he took over the oil industry in Russia.
Oh, that's why.
He let out all the. There was no such thing as you can own in Russia or anything like that. You
and he wants Ukraine very, very bad, man.
Oh yeah, because he wants to put Mother Russia back together.
That's his.
You understand me? That's his
vision.
That's his vision. The vision to put Mother Russia back together. You understand what I mean?
Hey, that looks like me a little bit.
It does, right?
Oh wow.